heading to New Mexico to hunt pronghorn. I'd rather succeed or fail on my own.
Get back.
It's out in the middle of the road. Yeah, that's my blood.
Just come right up here. And catch him while he's down in that valley. Shaking a little bit.
Fried rice. I don't know if I've had that one. Chores aren't fun, but if they can get me into the field faster, I never procrastinate getting them done. Getting one more chore off the list before heading to New Mexico to hunt pronghorn. This ought to prove to be a pretty fun hunt. I've never hunted pronghorn in New Mexico, in fact, until last year when I hunted pronghorn in Gillette, Wyoming with Zach Dorr. I hadn't hunted antelope for 20 some odd years since I was in college. And I kind of got the itch going. Usually you see a lot of animals and you get to kind of pick over several bucks to choose the one you like. And through a friend of a friend, this ranched in New Mexico, I applied through Cabela's tags for New Mexico pronghorn. I was unsuccessful, but there's other avenues out there and you don't have to spend an arm and a leg and do an outfitted thing. I'm just buying a landowner tag for not that much money. They're letting me take my pop-up, and but the ranch house is up here. I'm gonna meet Andy and Paige and kind of get a lay of the land. Seen a couple of pronghorn on the way in here. That's a 3-day hunt. So I've picked the 3 days starting on Sunday, hunt Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and head back to Colorado. Hopefully with a nice trophy and some good antelope meat in the truck. Paige and Andy Murphy are second-generation cattle farmers in New Mexico. I felt lucky to get the opportunity to hunt on their cattle ranch, as they usually save their landowner tags for family and close friends. Their land covers several square miles, so there is plenty of room to hunt. Big compound you got here.
We're out here a ways.
Yeah.
Gotta have everything.
No kidding.
So I'll take you up here on top of the hill right now.
Okay.
I gotta go gather some more cows with these guys, but I'll take you up here and just show you some landmarks and stuff to give you kind of a, you know, a point of where you're at.
I'd like to find a spot just to shoot a couple of rounds before we really head out hunting. So I want to make sure it's on before the moment of truth happens.
Okay, basically that way.
Okay.
The way I always hunted is just get up on a ridge like this and sit here and glass and, you know, and then go after them.
Sure.
So, and yeah, the only rule really is make sure you shut the gate after you go through it.
If we see a coyote, you want them gone?
Yeah, go ahead, shoot the coyotes. I was told, and I told them that you guys might do some calling.
And if we come across a snake, some people say don't mess with them. Some people say get rid of them. What do you want?
See, if it's a rattlesnake, kill it.
Okay. Okay.
Orange loves them.
The other snakes, I mean, we have bull snakes, but you don't see them very often. Other than that, have fun, good luck type of thing.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my blood. Pure Hunting is brought to you by Browning, the best there is, and by Browning Ammunition. Wooden Stream Boots, footwear created for the great American outdoors and beyond, and these other fine companies. Well, I've known Paige for a couple of years, but it's the first time I've got to meet Andy. Great people. And just what a great opportunity to be able to come down here and basically have them turn me loose on the ranch to try to kill a pronghorn. So it's the way I love to do it. Instead of a guide or an outfitter following you around telling you what to do, I'd said it a lot, I'd rather succeed or fail on my own. So ought to be starting here in a little bit, find a good spot to set up the camper and shoot the gun, put the camo on, and start looking for pronghorn. After setting up the pop-up trailer, it was time to sight the rifle in. A couple clicks to the right, some of that may be wind. Everything's drifting a touch to the left, but with that wind, I think it's good, but I'm about 1.5 inches or so high at 100, which is what I like. Then it should be dead on at about 2. So I'm glad I shot it because it was probably 5 or 6 inches high at 100. And in the moment of truth, I'd hate to have made a poor shot. So I think we're ready to go kill an antelope. Heading out into the field for the first afternoon hunt, and it looks like the pronghorn have found me. But before I could chase the pronghorn, I had a small problem blocking the road. Here we go.
Get ya?
Yeah. Good, big one. I always got to make one last check on the tail because they really try to sound like a rattler and they look like one. Yeah, that's my blood. No fangs, I'm good. We'll let you go. It's out in the middle of the road and look at that. Okay, bud. Part of the problem is that he got me a little and I pulled out and it ripped. But it's not that big a deal. We drew blood today. I was hoping it wasn't mine, but the evening's still young. Can't see if there's a buck worth chasing.
There's a buck off to the way. He's actually coming this way.
Spotted some antelope a long way off, and we lost the elevation as we got closer. They're just over that rise. I don't see any way to get any closer without losing more elevation. So I'm work down, get up to the top of the rise slowly and see if, can't see if there's a buck worth chasing. Saw a buck moving down towards where they are. See if we can't put some glass, confirm that, and see what he looks like. Ooh. like him. I only have right side. His right side looks really good. He's definitely heading down to him. Looks like it's a lone buck. He's moving pretty good. He came off that high point and they were watching him from a long way off. So obviously that way's out. We can see them without much between us and them. So straight Adam's out. Such is the nature of pronghorn hunting on the prairie. You can see them, sometimes see lots of animals. That's usually not the issue. It's trying to find the topography or something like that without any trees or really tall bushes to work towards them. And there's a lot of eyes out there. I think there's about 8 or 9 animals. But that buck's definitely something I'd like to get a closer look at. Question is how. I had a good, fun first afternoon hunt. Saw a couple of good bucks, nothing close enough to really say whether it was something I'd shoot or not, but look at this. 5 does right there. Like I said, never saw any up close enough or clear enough view, but I think there's some bucks to definitely go after tomorrow. Be dreaming about pronghorn tonight and see what happens tomorrow. The next morning, it was time to head out with only 2 days left to hunt. Saw a single buck off in the distance, and this road kind of led us there, and all of a sudden it's a buck with 5 or 6 does. Went past them, they're back behind us, kind of feeding up this way. Okay, they're right back there. There's a doe right there. I want to park here and see what he really looks like. You know, Andy said yesterday that a 14 and a half inch goat was a good goat and he wouldn't hesitate to shoot it, so let's see what we can do on this one.
Try to gain a little bit of elevation by a little bit of elevation. They may have boogered out, but if not, you just don't want to come popping out because there's so many pairs of eyes. One of them looks at you. These things are gone. Got the sun at our back. Should be good. Spotted a few of the does. She got us pegged. There's a little buck. Big buck ought to be coming behind. There's a buck off to the way, the far left. Okay, here he comes. He's actually coming this way. Yeah, he's out there 30 yards farther than they were. He's looking for him. They must have eased on down or gone across. There's about 6 or 7 does and one little buck, and I lost where he was, and all of a sudden he came running across the hillside. When I got down, one of those does had me pegged, so I think they've moved off, a little spooked. He knew he lost the herd, so now he's trying to catch up. He's looking here. He's a borderline buck. I mean, this is not a really long hunt. So you don't want to pass something up because A, you may not get another opportunity and may not see anything bigger. But he's got us pegged now, and I think the rest of the herd kind of eased on over the rise there. So I still haven't determined anything. When he looks at us, and he's kind of coming this way now. When he looks this way, he's got a great heart shape and looks really good, but he just doesn't have real long prongs, doesn't curve back a lot. You know, he's probably a 13 and a half inch goat or something like that, which again I think is a good representative animal for the ranch. His cutters are above his ears. It's hard to pass up right there. God, that front view just looks so good. Let me tell you, that's a classic case of needing to see all the angles of an antelope, because from the front and even from the backs it looks like a decent goat, but gets to the side and just loses everything. And I hope I don't regret it, because it may be a good average goat for here. And you don't get a whole lot of opportunities like that. I mean, standing broadside at 125 yards, I never ranged him, but looked pretty good in the scope. But we've still got some time, and we know there's other pronghorn around. So I reluctantly passed on him, and it was reluctantly. Here he comes back. He's got a doe that is coming back here right now. He's grunting, chasing her. That's cool.
Pure Hunting is brought to you by Fox Pro, high performance game calls. Hoyt, get serious, get Hoyt. And by Wilderness Athlete, the authority on outdoor performance nutrition. And these other fine companies. Be sure to check out Tenzing for their full line of packs, from small day packs up to the 6,000, which is a phenomenal pack for the backcountry hunter. I travel a fair amount on some of my hunts, and when I'm traveling with my gear, I trust Plano to get my equipment there safely. After passing on a pronghorn, I spotted another buck in the distance and decided to try and get a closer look.
His head's down. He doesn't know we're here. He just looked up. He sees the decoy. $174. He just dropped below the ridge. There he is. Shaking a little bit. Take him. It just dropped. That does not ever get old, but good night. After doing this all these years, you'd think you'd lose some of the jitters. That was freaking awesome. We spotted him way down there, from probably 500-600 yards away, glassing. He worked his way up, he went below the ridge, made a beeline over here. I wondered if there was water. He knew something was up, so I flagged him with the heads-up decoy. And I would never use a decoy on public ground where there could be anybody around, but private ranch, knowing we're the only hunters out here, I don't have any problem flagging. And he came right up. I didn't have time to range. He was 174 in the bottom. He came up to probably 100 yards. He gave me a great quartering two-shot. He just kind of 2 steps, roll over, and go down. Wow, what a fun hunt. Fresh tenderloins on the camper grill tonight. Guns unloaded. What a pretty buck. A little bit of a growth there on the right prong, a little growth on the right backside. He's not a giant, but man, is he a pretty specimen. Just Real symmetrical. It's also what you like to see is just an exit wound right about where you're aiming. Really pretty buck. I couldn't be more tickled. These landowner tags in New Mexico, you have to pick your 3 days to hunt. So it's not a long hunt, however you look at it. Get him gutted out, and get him cooled off. Just awesome.
I've been fortunate to harvest 2 bucks in 2 years, one in Wyoming and one in New Mexico. The pronghorn itch I've been developing has been scratched, for now.
Nice.
Good buck.
Yeah. After my successful hunt, the Murphys were kind enough to offer my cameraman Lance a tag, who took the opportunity and downed a nice buck, his first pronghorn ever. All in all, it was a great hunt, one that I won't soon forget.